Hello YouTube, welcome to another video, and this is not the usual gym. Decided to take a trip over to another gym in the area just to kind of test it out. Just really thinking about surgery wise, like what I want to do. Did I want to go to a gym that kind of had more machines just for some variety, to keep things interesting, but also to, play it safe basically. So this is their version of the SSB. It's not a bad bar. I'm not sure the brand of it, but nowhere near as stable as the Elite FTS. But walked into this gym and just started using it to kind of see how I'd feel. And it's got really good lighting, really good everything basically. A lot of machines you'll kind of see in clips as we go through. But, just kind of doing the same workout, seeing how well I could emulate it at this gym and then decide, where I want it to go. This one isn't too far from the one I'm currently at. This is actually Thinkfit in Niles. So another 24-hour gym, key card, app access. So just makes it really easy. You don't have to worry about training times. You can kind of just come in whenever. If I want to do stuff, you can kind of time it. If there's like a rush, avoid it and just come in after the fact. But just doing the same workouts here, and these pauses could be a little bit longer. I have to retrain myself to really focus on the pause. And just working up to, 2 plates here. I'm not sure the weight. I don't think this is a 65-pound Elite FTS one. So just went with 2 plates just to kind of see how it was. And took it slow. And yeah, definitely could have paused a little bit more. Getting used to a new gym. Anytime you travel or you go experiment and kind of jump around to, maybe you have to refresh yourself. You have to recalibrate yourself to the new equipment. So that was kind of one of the things I wasn't really looking forward to. There's just a natural, it's a different environment, different temperature. You just gotta adapt. So I figure this is before the surgery, might as well experiment, see if I like it more, like it less. Sometimes, you want to just get your head out of where you were injured, or you want to just kind of experiment and go somewhere else and kind of see, maybe this is a better fit. Now would be the time, since we can't do a lot of the strength focused, consistent stuff that we were doing before in previous videos. So I can train anywhere. I spent the first majority of my lifting career lifting in a basement with subpar equipment. Deadlifted 405 for the first time there. Squatted 315 for the first time. So a lot of different milestones. Bench 275 for the first time. So I can basically train anywhere. It just depends on the gym. I can make it work. And there's plenty of space to film. Not a lot of people here around this time, at least when I came in. And when you see the machines, though, you're going to kind of see, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. If you're not into the whole, barbell strength training stuff, some people just want to be able to kind of move through their workout, do things quickly. I'm used to setting stuff up and modifying them as needed. So that's just, some thoughts I had, which is why I decided to try out this gym right before any of this stuff was going to happen. So those pauses looked a lot better. And just a lot of sets here, just because this isn't so interesting. I wanted to make sure I could do what I needed to do, not have to worry, and then make sure this was something that I could progressively overload, which is a secret, obviously, to getting stronger and building muscle, is being able to consistently do the same movements to stimulate growth and then add weight over time, especially if you are a natural lifter. Same thing with reps, just some sort of mechanism of progressive resistance. So it really depends on, what your goals are. You could do this with the belt squat. You could do this with the leg press. It's just some people like variety, some don't. So tried out their belt squat here, a little bit different. You're going to notice we don't have the mats that we normally have at my other gym. And so you're definitely going to feel a lot more shearing force on the knee here. And so there's a little bit... You don't need as much chain in order to unrack the weight, just because, we're not that elevated, that high. And it's not a terrible movement. I do like the kind of mechanism that you can hold a little bit better. But this clip is kind of funny. I was trying to get set here. And sometimes with the chain, when you're doing your belt squat, you want to make sure everything, the tension, there's no looseness, because you're going to see here, sometimes you'll go to, you'll do some lifts and you're kind of grooving and you got a bunch of chains and stuff, and maybe you clipped it, weren't thinking too much about it. And, you're just kind of going through with your reps, not really thinking, and just there you go. So the chain didn't break, but there was a little bit of tension in there, and so I spent some time, okay, well, I gotta fix this now, because you can't obviously, you can take the plates off and like lift it up though, but sometimes it's easier to rack it where you put the hook through, pick it up, rack it, and take the weights off that way, but I had more sets to do. So I said, alright, I'm gonna try to figure this out. This one didn't really have like a hooking mechanism that hooked in like the one at my gym, so it was basically the clip and collar you'd use basically on like a cable machine that you connect your attachment to is what this was, and then it's one of the similar holes, so it wasn't the most didn't work out too well. So I had to find another solution. I just found another clip, connected that there, made it a little bit more easier to use, and then I put it back. Obviously I don't want to move around the gym equipment, change stuff, it's not mine, but did my sets here, and then I just decided to cap it there. You know what, as I train more consistently, if I were to come back here, I would kind of know what I can and can't do. This is more of like a diagnostic day. You can see there's a leg press there, and there's a hack squat in the corner, so I was thinking about using it, but you know, somebody else was using it, so no issue on my part. You know, being able to go into a gym and do what you need to do with different variations is pretty cool, you know, whether you need to refresh yourself or you just like certain movements better. So just feel like the belt squat and the SSB are going to be the staples, and everything else is just going to be extra. So really enjoyed my time. And then I was doing the furthest hole forward, so of course the most difficult version. And there's me plopping down, and man, do I miss a lying leg curl. I feel like it's like the preacher curl of hamstring exercises. Just such a better contraction than the seated one, and you can really like feel that stretch. If you're not careful, you can kind of hurt your lower back, so you have to be cognizant of like how much weight you're using in the contraction, but it just feels so much better. And quite honestly, you know, I wish the gym had it. It's good that we have some form at my traditional one, but I feel like most people are pretty, you know, up to date with this. So I don't know, just variety, because they also have a seated one where you know, you just kind of contract the way that I was doing in my previous video. So variety is always key. You know, some people have different impediments and stuff like that. It was a little bit difficult to find the position that I wanted to be in to do it. But we figured it out, tried and error, took a few sets, but you know, there we go. Found another leg extension here, and so it's a leg extension, nothing too fancy, just kind of went from there. And you can see all around me is all different like leg stuff, so there's a lot of different stuff you could do. Glute focus, lower back focus, it just depends on what your goals are. So for somebody who is potentially limited from training, like if you broke a bone or something and the recovery is not as quick as something like a torn bicep, you know, this might be better for you to be able to do more variety for the amount of time that you're out. So did some glute kickbacks, and I'm not sure why I put it on like the upper part of my foot. It should be, you know, right around mid-foot to really get that glute contraction. But trying to find a balance point was very interesting, because I'm very much, you know, without that arm to kind of anchor myself in, it's like a different point of balance. So I played around with this, and I probably could have gotten a better set or whatever. But, you know, we did what we did with what we had. Watch the next video to find out if we're staying. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep following the progress. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching the latest video. If you want to help support the channel, I actually own my own wet shaving and grooming e-commerce website where everything's handmade by me. It's www.apexsoaps.com, and you can get a 10% off code using wet shaver. We've got some cool scents here. We've got some Coca-Cola scents, a horchata scent, traditional barbershop, just some really cool stuff, and you can purchase samples or you can buy the whole set. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email. Be quick to respond. Thanks for watching.